Hello everybody, today is the 7th and final day of BookTubeAthon, and I know this is going up late. I'm filming this at 6 o'clock and then I'll have to edit it and everything and all that jazz. I was celebrating my birthday today, so I didn't get a chance to do this until now, but quick reading update. I finished Little Women last night. It was really great. I loved it a lot. I'm going to do a video review on it, I hope, at some point. Yeah, the challenge for today is to talk about a book that you love. Like it can be the book that got you into reading, or a book that made you make friends, or whatever. I'm going to be talking about the Penderwicks, and there are 4 of them, but I'm going to be talking specifically about the first and third, I guess. Kind of, I don't know. Let's start with the first. So when I was 7, I had this group of friends, these 3 other girls who I hung out with all the time. Oh, I need to charge the camera. Okay, just wait. I want it. Okay, I've changed positions, I'm sorry. I just need to charge the camera. And I don't really have I don't have a lot of time to do this because it's late and I need to edit it still and all that stuff. And the sun is setting. So, right, when I was 7, I had this group of friends, and one of the girls in the group was also a reader like me, and so she recommended to me the Penderwicks. So, I was 7, 8 years ago. So that was 2009. This was recommended to me. Yes, I'm going to tell you about the place where I bought this book originally. It was this little bookstore that was deep downtown. It was like on the edge of downtown, and it was this really lovely little independent bookstore that had cats in it. That was the big like attraction of it. They had cats, and they would go through like different like doors to get to the next door, like little cat doors. And I remember the children's section was like amazing, and I think there were like pictures everywhere. I bet it's not open anymore. It's closed now. It shut down quite a few years ago. And I bet if I went now, it wouldn't be nearly as spectacular as I remembered it, but I remember it being like really, really spectacular. That was like something that really stands out in my mind, that bookstore, and this book has a lot to do with that bookstore. So me and those girls that I talked about before played this game. We played it all the time. It was like a pretend game. And each of us were one of the Penderwicks girls. Our personalities were based not that much on the Penderwicks, but our names were based off of them. I was Jane, of course. The girl who recommended it to me was Sky. The girl who was a year older than us was Rosalind, and then the last girl was Batty. So yeah, it was a really big part in my life because that's what we played all the time. We played the Penderwicks. But also, my mom read this to me, even though I was 7 and could read pretty well. She read it to me because she read it to me before bed, like until I was like 9. So it's really a big part of my relationship with my mom. We love the Penderwicks, and it's kind of our thing. So that's another thing that the Penderwicks means to me. Like I said, the third Penderwicks, which I am aware does not have a cover, is the third one, the Penderwicks at Point Moet. So Point Moet is, this one is set in Point Moet. What? Point Moet is this little fictional town in Maine that the Penderwicks go to for a week or two in one summer. So the summer that I bought this book and read it and that it came out, I decided to Google the place where Point Moet was based off of. And it was based off of this town called Booth Bay Harbor, which is a tiny, tiny little town in Maine. It's gorgeous. And how do I know that? We went there one summer because of the Penderwicks, and it was great. They had like whale watching, and there were botanical gardens just outside of Booth Bay Harbor, and they had this Moose Cafe, which is mentioned in the book. It's mentioned as Moose Market, but at Moose Cafe, or I think it might be Moose Wood. No, I think it's Moose. I can't remember. There was a big moose on the sign and everything, like in the book, and they had this carrot cake that was delicious, and it was just amazing, and yeah. So right now, there are 4 books. There's there's the Penderwicks on Garden Street, the Penderwicks at Point Moet, and the Penderwicks in Spring. But yeah, these books still mean a lot to me, and whenever I'm sad, or if I'm ever sick, or sad, you know, any of those adjectives, I will read one of the Penderwicks and instantly feel better, and they're just like home for me. Sprint going on, but I finished my book and I don't feel like reading any more books, honestly. I'm just exhausted, and it was, yeah. So, if you're still reading, which you should be, get back to reading, and yeah. By the way, I'm going to totally do a video on my experience with BookTubeAthon and how much I loved it, because I totally loved it, and I have to do my wrap up, and I might do a TBR for August, and I have a tag video coming up, the whole shebang, and yeah, now I'm gonna go sleep because I'm so tired.